was quick. Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio. My name is Butch Popeye Moss. I am with Texas Biker Radio, Sons of Liberty Rise MC, who sponsors this show each and every week. And so, let's get started. And so, soon, we're going to know if we still have a Constitution that means anything. But first, let me deal with YouTube. You know, they're going to start censoring websites using artificial intelligence to monitor what you're saying. So here we go. Now, you can look for other big tech outfits like Facebook and, you know, the others, all of them out there, Twitter. You can look for them to do the same thing as they work to censor what we're saying. Even though on this channel, what we do is we try to seek truth in a sea of lies. In a sea of lies by the mainstream media and big tech itself. I mean, just imagine that they ran with the Russia collusion deal for 4 freaking years. And now they want to jump up and down. They want to jump up and down about questioning the election, the anomalies that have gone on. I mean, right now, let me say this. If they're winning, if they're so sure that Joe Biden is president-elect, why all the censorship? Why? If they've got it in the bag, why are they jumping up and down and jumping through hoops? I mean, they think they've given us an ass whipping. And you can tell that by what's being said by people on the progressive left, you know, the socialist types. They're being bold about what they're saying. So we'll try our best not to mention the F word, if you know what that means, and I'm not talking about the one that ends with K. But we'll try and keep ourselves out of trouble on YouTube. Then again, if we get kicked off, you can find us at texasbikerradio.org, or that we have a platform. Yes, we can load videos up there too, although it's not the quality because we have to lower the resolution. But we've got the capabilities of doing that, and we're looking for other sources just in case the worst happens. Let me tell you, YouTube and Google and Facebook and Twitter and all them may be their own worst enemies. That's the truth of it all. So, here we go, YouTube. Here we go. And like I said in the opening statement, let me get rid of that cough drop. Like I said in the opening statement, you know, we're soon we're going to know if the Constitution means anything. If the Supreme Court refuses to hear cases brought by Texas and 17 other states and the president, then has SCOTUS been compromised? I mean, this would make them no better, no different than the judges we have here in Texas that ignore the constitutional rights of the people that are in front of them. And I'm talking about Milam County, El Paso, and other places. They absolutely ignore the Constitution. They violate the constitutional rights of the people on a daily basis, whether it's bikers or anybody else. This is what we see here in this state and in these cities here locally. And of course, we're seeing it across the nation. Laws for them, laws for us. So the Supreme Court, SCOTUS, what they like to call them, must make a ruling, a ruling on the laws as written in the Constitution. The states must have voting uniformity nationwide. In order to not disfranchise a single vote. Now, I'm telling you right now, one vote is too many, but that's what they should shoot for. That the election is fair and honest. You can't ask for any more than that. But yet, that did not happen. And like I said, we're just asking. We're asking for the truth. We're not saying that after an audit, a real audit, that if Joe Biden's the winner, he's the winner. But so far, I don't know that we've seen that. Matter of fact is Georgia was questioning that today, the Senate in Georgia, as they were having a hearing. So it's crazy stuff, people. It is crazy stuff. But what we see right now, you know, the deep state and the mainstream media, I mean, they're trying to push fear like crazy. Yeah, fear of the China virus, the pandemic. I mean, we have to ask the question, is that just an election night ruse? Something to make us look the other direction while all this stuff is playing out in the Supreme Court? Is this stuff just going on? You know, it's news by omission. You know, back during my Tea Party days, I was a Tea Party president years ago before I started working on bikers issues. You know, we used to call what the media did facts journalism. In other words, they would all get their marching orders every morning, and then all the news media would go out in unison saying the same thing. All of them. No matter what channel you tune to, whether it was national or local, they were all pitching the same narrative. All of them. So back then we called it facts journalism. I don't know what we should call it today. They don't use faxes anymore. They use internet. And could we call it mainstream media and internet bullshit? Maybe. But that's where it's headed. You know, again, I get back, if they're so sure they've got this, why all this? Why are they jumping up and down? And you know, it's obvious that there are people out there in the background. There are people out there in the background that are pushing this globalist agenda, you know, wanting to do this reset, wanting to collapse the economy. And you know that's what George Soros is all about, because he said it was. He said that would be his greatest triumph, to bring this economy, this country down. It's the very reason the Socialist Democrats are keeping states shut down. They're keeping states shut down with people are surviving the China virus at a 99% survival rate. I know because I'm one of the survivors. Yeah. You know, though there are people out there right now, I read some stuff today, there are people out there that believe there is a plan to expose the deep state. And those involved, all those people involved in it, you know, we're seeing them all now. They're all coming out of the woodwork. We got that Cynthia Johnson. We got that Sowell, congressman, who's been compromised and sits on the Intelligence Committee, and yeah, he was dating a Chinese spy. Actually, was doing more than dating her. But wow, guys, wow. I mean, how many politicians, and I think this will come out eventually, or maybe it won't. If Biden gets in, all this goes away. All of it goes away. The Hunter thing, all this stuff, I don't see how this goes unless they decide they want to get rid of Biden. Because his whole family is compromised. And thank you, FBI and Homeland Security, for not bringing this up before the election. Oh, it was brought up, but the mainstream media and big tech buried it. That's what happened. That's just the truth of it. And again, we're searching for why. Why? So, yeah. I just know somebody said something here on the chat line. They just noticed the bottle of syrup on the wall behind me. Yeah, hey, look, I grew up on Aunt Jemima's syrup. I'm proud of it. I'm glad that they recognize that lady. And her family's proud of it too. But let me get back on track. I do believe that if the right things fall into place, and there are people that believe this, that all these people are going to be exposed, and there's going to be a lot of people in deep, deep trouble. And we may get the House. We may have the Senate, which we're going to have it anyway because we're going to make sure that this election coming up, this runoff in Georgia, is fair. With no hanky-panky, is what we're saying. Eyes are on Georgia. We cannot have these type elections. And this one right here needs not go a step further till there is a resolution. And that resolution comes from the Supreme Court. Now, we have asked you, the people over there at Constitutional Warriors on Facebook and others, on the front page of TexasBikerRadio.org, there is a link where you can email SCOTUS. Let them know what you think. Let them know what you think. It's easy. It takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all it does. You know, we really work hard at what we do. And you know, today I was waiting and waiting and waiting to hear what was going to be said, if anything was going to be done by the Supreme Court today. And of course, I think that starts tomorrow. So we're going to have some interesting times ahead of us. But right now, the Supreme Court, and I want to say something to Justice Roberts, who has sold this country out again and again and again to the socialists. Step up and do the right thing. There is more than enough evidence that the states that didn't follow state and constitutional rules or guidelines, that you shouldn't take the case. You should. And so we understand that he was telling the other Supreme Court justices that, hey, we don't want this. We don't want this. Well, then what they should do is either outright disallow the illegal votes, or tell the state legislators in those particular states to do their job. Not the governor, not their attorney generals, not people on election boards, the legislature. And they should do the right thing. Now, there are many in Georgia right now, representatives, state representatives, that are calling for an audit, a real audit, not the fake ones they've done recently. They just kind of scanned through it. Really wasn't an audit, if you heard them today. Now, I know everybody can't sit down and listen to 7 hours of testimony, because that's what it was. And of course, the people, the Democrats, representatives, were saying, oh, poo-poo, there's nothing here. That's been gone over again and again and again. Cases thrown out. Yeah, cases thrown out by lower court judges, Obama appointees. So it's in the Supreme Court's hands now. It is. And soon we're going to know whether we have a constitution that that many of our biker friends that are on trial, whose trials hinge on the constitutional issues. It's, where do we go from there? If everybody from top to bottom is ignoring the Constitution. Everybody. We've got to have some checks and balances here. We really do. But that's what I have to say tonight. Tomorrow, there should be some movement out of the Supreme Court, and we'll be back after that happens. And let me read a couple of things here on the chat line. Let me see. Okay, It said, "You'll like this, Popeye." As soon as Rep. Johnson Trump hater video hit the net yesterday, I immediately sent it to the White House and the Republican rep in Michigan, and they both acknowledged receipt. You know what? Good for you, buddy. And that's what it takes, everybody. That's what it takes, everybody. And he said he quickly got that email back from the White House saying thank you, and they were on it. And she was removed from power soon after. She's been thrown off of all her committees. And, you know, there should be an FBI investigation. Does this lady have any kind of power? And let me tell you, she has China connections too. Not only Falwell, but this is Cynthia Johnson has connections to China also. How many governors and people like this and state representatives have been compromised and now they can be blackmailed? This is a national security issue, what we see going on. Not only in the elections, but these people that have been trying to undermine this country using the pandemic, using everything they can to cause as much chaos and hell for the American people. And I'm not talking about just Donald Trump. I'm talking about for the people. And let me tell you, Nancy Pelosi is aware of all of this. That's the reason she's taken up for Swampwell. That's the reason she's taken up for him. She knows what's going on. And, of course, they've got the mainstream media and big tech to back them up. And that's the reason they're going crazy right now, because they're not sure what's going to happen here in the Supreme Court. This is a reason for all the censorship. This is a reason for COVID 24/7. This is a reason for raising hell about the vaccine. I mean, the list runs on and on and on. And 4 years of Russia, 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 when it should have been China, China, China. This is where we're at, everybody. And so, like I said, we'll be on again tomorrow, assuming that the Supreme Court gets involved one way or the other. One way or the other. With that, you guys, have a good evening. Tomorrow it's going to be raining. It's a beautiful day here. A great day. Matter of fact, it's just 76 degrees, I think it was. But we got rain coming in the morning, I think, what they're saying. Damn, boy, I wanted to ride. But we have church on Saturday, which is a good thing, and it's supposed to be nice. Have a great evening. If you don't have a motorcycle, buy one. This is Butch Popeye Moss. Be safe.